hidden by the radio, only static in my ear. Wondering if the bands will bring the voice so clear. If a signal breaks on through, it will spark a wrecked you, fresh and new. Static fades and hopes arise. Silent air now fills with cries, waiting for that perfect sound when a contact will be found. Bands go up and bands go down. Sometimes smile, sometimes frown. When the bands are open wide, when I hear a voice inside, it makes my heart start racing true. When I start a brand new at you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Wrecked You. We got a good crew tonight.
Howdy, howdy. How's everyone doing?
Howdy.
I'm excited for tonight. Not just because we have another good crew on tonight, but Freddie Mac is joining us. First time, the Ham Radio Crusader. And he's going to, if you know how we all have certain YouTubers that we go to for certain information. I have probably watched Freddie Mac's Allmon 3 install setup / whatever video 25 times because inevitably I screw it up at some point and I have to go back. But if you want to get into the digital stuff, the hotspots, and he does other things as well, but in my opinion, he's one of the top as far as knowledgeable videos, information on his channel about hotspots and all things Allstar and all things Allmon and all that kind of stuff. So we are lucky to have you on tonight. Freddie, welcome.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. Allstar is a journey.
Yes. And we've got Douglas on as well from Amateur Radio and More, and Dave, the Hillbilly Ham, who we'll be seeing soon at More, only a couple months away. Yeah. And Michael, of course, welcome.
Howdy.
Michael had a video come out today showing putting up a voter. If you want to talk about that real quick and what a voter does for those who don't know.
So basically, a voter is a remote receive station. In Denton County, we have the 146.92 repeater, which is a beast of a repeater. It's 300 watts on the transmitter. So what's good at 300 watts if it's not hearing everybody. So we have remote receive sites all throughout the county and outside the county, and it's going to vote on which receive site is the strongest signal. So right now you can get into the 92 repeater all the way from Justin, Texas, by keying down on your little HT radio. So works great. We got to use a fire truck, an actual fire truck, ladder truck, to do the work on the tower. So
I didn't have to climb anything. Awesome. I didn't even have to go. They did it on their own, so there was no climbing necessarily involved. Andrew went up the ladder though, which is probably kind of cool. Yeah. So what's cool about a voter system is you ideally want to run your radio that you connect to the repeater with on low power, so that it connects to the closest voter instead of going all the way to the repeater. And many times you get a much clearer signal into the repeater that way. That's what I like about it. So I can run low power, clear on the other side of the county. I'm literally on the other side of the county.
And if you're using a repeater system that does have a voter system, try not to transmit more than 20 watts. When you start transmitting at 50 watts, you're hitting multiple voters at a very strong signal. Just back it up a little bit.
What we do with ours, because our 6 meters, we got it voted. We're getting ready to put 1,000 watt in our 6 meter repeater.
Oh wow!
And what we recommend to people, if they're close to one of the receive sites, because the way the frequency is set up for each voter, we tell them to actually go directly to that, use that receive site's frequency, and then the voter won't bounce them around. Because, like you said, if you put too many watts into it, and if you're close to one, it might think you're the voter. It might think you're the one that's 50 miles away from you, and you shouldn't be going to that one. You should be going to the one that's 5 miles from you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, check his video out on Getting Out in Life. It was he premieres videos every Sunday at 5. But let's get to it. Freddie, the man, the crusader, the Dad Joke Wednesday man.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually missed that this week, but I told
Oh, you
everybody
did?
in a short. It's been a super mega busy week for me, and we had Henrietta Hamfest, which I call it Henrietta Hamfest. It was the Indian Nation Hamfest, sponsored by the Henrietta Amateur Radio Club and the Crossroads Amateur Radio Club in Chakotah, the next town over. They kind of joined forces this year, and we had Henrietta's first Hamfest that I'm aware of, and we had an awesome turnout. It turned into a lot. Yeah. And of course, I did a forum in the afternoon on Allstar Link and met a lot of good folks, met some folks that I already know. And it was a good day. It really was. But, prep ahead of time and after made me miss the the Dad Joke Wednesday for this week. But I'm all geared up and ready to record for this.
I don't think I know this because anytime I log into YouTube, one of your Dad Joke Wednesdays is in my short. What's that called? Suggested shorts or whatever. There's always at least one of you in there.
Well, that's good. The algorithm is treating me well.
Yeah.
Guaranteed every morning when I open the YouTube app on my phone, the first short I see is Freddie.
Yeah.
Well,
so, Freddie, let me ask you, how long you been doing ham radio, and then like what got you into radio? If it wasn't digital, like nodes and stuff like that, how long did it take from when you started radio to get into that stuff? Get into it.
The first time I touched a radio of any kind that was two-way, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. My parents, in their infinite wisdom, thank God, for Christmas bought me a pair of those General Electric walkie-talkies. It'd be comparable to an FRS radio today, the kids' walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah.
But these were on 42 or 49 megahertz. I don't know what the deal was, but they ran on a 9-volt battery and even had a compartment in the back for a spare 9-volt battery.
Interesting.
In the 70s, you had to beg a lot to get a 9-volt battery out of your parents. But
they weren't cheap then either.
No, they were not.
42 megahertz. That's interesting. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, I've got a short I was going to build on that because I found it the other day when I was moving, because I actually have an identical set. I don't have the originals that I had when I was a kid, but I found a set on eBay and I grabbed it.
Is it still a frequency that's available for that, or has it changed since?
I doubt it. I really don't know. I need to research that because I haven't even turned them on. I didn't even put a battery in because I was so excited.
It'd be interesting to see if it's still usable on that frequency.
Exactly, and because it had a code key, you push the button for Morse code, and it had the Morse code.
My brother had. I wonder if my brothers were the same. They were kind of a grayish.
Yes,
darker or lighter.
Exactly what
gray.
they were.
They're grayer, and the antenna tip had a different color for each one. That's how.
I think my brother had those.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would sneak in and I'd grab him and play with him when he's not there.
Oh yeah, I'm calling an airstrike or whatever. Put in SOS in on the key. You could actually hold down the PTT and hit the code key button, and it would transmit.
Oh, that's cool.
The code. Yep. So it was like secret codes, But yeah, I was like 6 or 7 when I touched those for the first time, and it was all over after that because I was electronics, everything, tearing stuff apart, seeing if I could put it back together. But years go by, and I got into law enforcement, of course, and I was really fascinated with two-way radios because ironically enough, my first patrol car had a General Electric two-way radio, which is not conducive to the industry. It's not typical for the industry. General Electric did make a lot of two-way radios, right? But for the consensus is in law enforcement and first responders is Motorola, and we had a bad to the bone looking General Electric. I can't remember the model of it, but I also had a cousin who was a reserve officer, and he's like, "You need to get into ham radio." And I'm like, ham radio? What? I don't understand. I couldn't fathom it all at the time. And he eventually roped me in, and as well as another friend and his uncle, we all took the test at the same time in 1998. And
All right.
Yeah.
Not too far back.
Not too far back, about 24 years, something like that. And, did a lot of 2-meter stuff, 440 later on. Bought a few handhelds, a couple of dual band mobiles, and kind of stayed right there, because when I didn't make a whole lot of money back then in what I was doing, had a lot of kids, had a family to support, yada, yada. And probably somewhere around, oh, gee whiz, I want to say it was 2010. I got my general ticket and bought a used Kenwood 440 TS SAT. I think it was. It was an HF rig, and got a G5 RV antenna. Had to fix the rig because I bought it from a local amateur radio club. They said, hey, and the price was right because that needed fixed, so I fixed it. Made a contact in the suburbs of Chicago, and just, oh my God, went in and told my wife, and I just talked to somebody in Chicago, and whole 9 yards. It was like the next day or the day after that, her transmission went out, and I had to sell the radio. So, it is what it is. We did what we had to do, but it just, I discovered Echolink right after that. And I was like, hey, Echolink, that's cool. Put a note up at the house, and everybody and his brother from non-English speaking countries is connecting to my node for like 2 seconds, and you end up with 5 minutes of announcements of connect and disconnects, and yeah, it was crazy. And
that was my first experience of digital VHF UHF. I was in Hawaii with an HT, and I found a local frequency. I didn't know anything about Echolink. Found a local frequency. I'm like, let's see who I can talk to. Found a repeater, and I got to that frequency, and I heard these two guys talking, and one of the guys was from Scotland. I'm like, how the heck is he from Scotland? I'm in Hawaii. What kind of radio? I didn't get it. And that's when I found out about Echolink, and
and the idea of it, being able to connect anyone in the world, was just amazing. But I don't know anybody in the world, and it was kind of, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It was a learning experience for sure. But as time went by, I dumped the Echolink node at the house because it was just too obtrusive. Yeah. For me and what I was doing at the time. But years go by, and I start to retire. I'm starting the retirement process, and I'm like, I'm going to do a YouTube channel with ham radio no matter what. And before I retired is right when I seen Jason's live stream. It's like Allstar Link. What? Allstar Link? And they were referring to Echolink and all this other, and I'm like, oh man, I got to do this. I got to try this out. So all the features and everything else, it snowballed. I was more than hooked when I found out you could customize pretty much all of it. And that was when
did you have any kind of programming experience?
Not really, no. I went to a few classes as a young man for computers that my mom and got me and a buddy into, and it wasn't about programming. It was kind of an introductory thing. And the first computer I actually got to touch outside of high school, which we had computer keyboarding class in high school. It's like, oh my God, they're going to teach us computers. And the second half of that senior year, they put us in front of a word processor, and we typed. That was all we did.
Typing class.
It was totally a big letdown. But when I got in law enforcement, we did how we check vehicle registration and driver's license and criminal records was through a computer with DOS on it. As a matter of fact, it was DOS 5.2. I'm not mistaken. Wow. And it was a bunch of command line entries. So you learned a lot of DOS command line entries. So you were familiar with the basics. And it wasn't exactly Linux, obviously, but as time went by, you learned the foundation of command line Linux, but you just didn't know it. And a lot of the commands are the same. Not all of them, obviously, but
a lot of them aren't.
Yeah, it's like you kind of got you in the ballpark. So
but DOS was based off of Unix, so that's why it's so familiar.
Exactly. And I had a computer Elmer, as it were, that was guiding me through that. So, dude, it was totally a big help when I got introduced to Allstar Link and Command Line Linux, because I was fumbling around in the dark and was making my way just enough to screw up my node.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, me too. I totally messed it up, man, so many times. But here's the catch. when I started out with Allstar Link, I didn't know there were 2 versions of software.
Mm-hmm.
You got the ASL version, you got
Yep.
Ham, and I didn't know there was 2 different things because I thought, hey, it's all the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And oh Lord. But ironically enough, me and my buddy James, AA5PD, he's a amateur radio guy on YouTube over there in Shawnee. We crossed paths with Brad in 8PC up in Ohio. He's not far from Dayton, but he knows a lot of Linux, and we would connect to his node, or he'd connect to us, and he'd give us lessons here and there about, hey, that you can do this with this, or you can do that with that. A lot of my early videos he is credited in for helping me grope my way through the dark. But we did a lot of ham VoIP early on because ASL 3 wasn't out yet, and Allstar Link was, I'm not going to lie, at that time was pretty vanilla.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I love Allstar 3, but Allstar Link originally was horrible.
It was lackluster, and even when they approached me to do the install video and introduction on Allstar Link 3, they admitted it's just like, hey, we haven't done much with it with the earlier versions, and we want to make it better. And they got the grant from ARDC to get some of the programming done, and oh man, it's just snowballed after that. And to this day, they're continually updating it and making it better. So
yeah, but Freddie, I gotta give you credit because a lot of the programs we ran on Ham VoIP, you got the programmers to bring that to Allstar 3.
Boy, and I just, as long as that's why I did it. It's going to help somebody. Boom, mission accomplished. But, it's of course I wanted to build the channel and all that other stuff too. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to get some help out there because that constant confusion that I was doing, I would try to do something new on Ham VoIP and I'm using ASL commands because I just didn't know the difference. Oh, dude, the frustration. I walked away from so many node builds. It's not even funny. But
and even Ham VoIP's instructions weren't the best unless you were a computer guy.
Exactly. And that, and that's why later on, as time went by, and James and I, AA5PD, started building like a database, if you will, of script files. It's like, we need to, be able to help folks. And it's like, hey, just use this. And then later on, I'm like, why are we not using GitHub? I can't believe of course, and to this day, still yet, I don't know everything there is to know about GitHub. I know enough to be dangerous and use it as a repository to get stuff onto my node, download and install rather quickly. And, if you need a collaborator to help you get that code right, it's the best way to do it.
Yep.
And, oh, gee whiz. And don't get me wrong, I still have Ham VoIP nodes.
Doug, you got
Ham VoIP.
You got a couple of people saying that beam light behind your head isn't
About 4 or 5 of them have been talking about it.
is not helping you seeing your face.
You're in the mind, man.
That's much better. Down there. That's much better.
It looked like a spaceship was coming in your door.
Yeah. No more Bigfoot. So would you say you are mostly Allstar? Do you get the hotspots that do the other digital modes, C4FM,
I did now,
MMDBs, or whatever those are called?
I probably have 4 or 5. I learned early on with PyStar stuff or now WPSD, because most of mine are running WPSD instead of PyStar, just because I like the aesthetics more than anything. But I learned early on, most of mine are built off Pi02s, but I have a few of them on Pi3s. But I decided early on, I got one for DMR TGIF. I got one for DMR Brandmeister. Got one for D-Star. Got one for YSF. Actually, I think I have 2 for YSF. But
so you don't use one hotspot and change it. You leave that hotspot set for each mode.
For each mode, I do, because it just saves time.
Yeah.
And I set them all for a different frequency.
Gotcha.
I'm actually looking at my Brandmeister duplex, one that I got to rebuild. But I agree, Freddie. All I use is WPSD. And it's not just aesthetics, because firmware updates and stuff, he's made it a lot easier where you can do it just from the front end of his program.
And don't get me wrong, I like my Pi02Ws. I do. But occasionally they'll lock up on PSD. They locked up on Pi-Star too. Not all the time. It just sometimes they couldn't process an update correctly or whatever. And a simple reboot, and you're back on the air in no time. But
so the one I have is the MMDV, and it's that little black one, I0. It's a little black metal box with a single antenna. That's the one I take with me, and I've been trying to get to work D-Star lately with my ID52 because I don't know, because in Japan when I go there, I can hit. There's like 3 I think that were easy to hit from that. It depends on what side of the hotel I'm on, but anyway. So I was like, you know what? I just need my own little hotspot. So I've got to figure that out more with D-Star, but P4FM I've got figured out. Allstar I've got figured out. And Allstar, of course, is a separate node. It's my Raspberry Pi with the Shari Pi hat.
Good choice.
But yeah, for those who are wondering, there are some of these hotspots. And Freddie, if you want to share a screen, or you can give me names and I can share a screen. We can give you some ideas of some of these that have, like my Shari Pi hat. That is, I just use Allstar. There are some that have all the digital modes. There are some that do, there's Echolink. There's all these crazy things. So,
I'll tell you what, we could start with the most expensive. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, were you going to say Clear Node? Clear Node?
Give them all to us.
But I have my problem with that one, and I'll just keep that one to myself.
Let me see if you share. You should be able to share, right? Okay.
How about that?
Let me swap to this different view, and we'll get this one here. Okay.
This is one. I think this may be the latest version. I'm not sure, because the one I remember looked a little bit different. So it's a Raspberry Pi with a hat board, and I've never owned one, but I've been allowed to play with a friend's of mine. That comes with a phone app. Yep. So they're super easy to configure through your phone. I believe it's Android and Apple.
And we're starting the most expensive, right? So this is
most expensive
that I know of. We're talking turnkey. This is you buy it.
He sends it to you programmed and ready to go.
Yeah.
What are these?
How much are we talking?
Oh yeah, what do these run?
I'd say they're about $350.
Okay, he said $350.
$350. I don't know where the price is. They used to have it on here, and they probably scared everybody with it.
But if you ask, then you can afford it.
Exactly.
I did.
I've been told that before.
So this one, the capabilities of this one is it all digital modes? Does this one allow everything?
That's what they're saying. Now, everything. What I understand, it's like an advanced version of Allstar Link software with DV switch server built into it. That and it all kind of as you navigate, it changes modes or what have you. I don't know all there is to know about that. I have a lot of people tell me they love theirs.
I can tell you this. Oh, they're awesome, Freddie. They are. And the one thing, if somebody doesn't really want to mess with building their own stuff and they can afford this, you can actually, because he does have DV switch in it, you can use your analog HT to talk on all the digital modes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
With DV switch, you can do that on your own with DV switch, but he's got it already set up. Like Freddie said, Clear Node is turnkey.
Yeah, it's ready to go when you get it, and the same for.
And for those of you in chat, if you guys, I'm watching what models or devices you're saying, and I'll pull them up here, and then if they're not one that Freddie talks about, we'll go over some of those that you guys in chat are mentioning. Go ahead, Freddie.
This is the first one that I ever bought. My first Allstar Link node was a Motorola GM300, and almost burned it to a crisp. But I saw on Jason's live stream over Hammer Radio 2.0 talking about the Shari. If he said it once, he said it a million times. And this one right here,
I have the Shari. It's a little, mine's a kind of a silver box.
Yeah, and this one here's the Unistorm. This is his newest version. I don't know if maybe there we go.
Let me check. Let's see.
You know what, Freddie? I just saw in the chat we didn't start with the most expensive one.
We didn't?
Uh-oh.
No, the mic.
Oh well, that's more of a shark. Oh yeah, I mean that's
does it all.
It does Allstar, but it does Allstar through IAX, not through RF.
That's true.
So I don't
That's
quite count that, but you're right. It does work on Allstar Link. With this
Well,
model, here's the first one. I'm sorry.
Wait, it doesn't use RF?
No, it uses
The Shark.
Wi-Fi. It uses
Well, why is it, I'm looking at it. Why is it called Shark RF?
I don't know.
It's funny.
Well, see the mic, everything's built into the mic.
Yeah, it's like
Now-
a radioless node for Allstar with a microphone.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Built it all into one small unit, which is nifty. Don't get me wrong. I
I'll bring it up real quick.
think it's totally cool, but
The OpenSpot Pro 4 now, you're talking through that RF with your radio through that.
yeah.
That is everything.
Oh, yeah. This is the one that someone mentioned. Sorry, guys. I don't remember. Oh, Hillbilly. You mentioned this one. Like,
So how much
Actually,
is
it
one
was
of those run?
Cam.
The M1KE.
so that's an option.
Yep, that is an option. You can do an IAX connection through that into Allstar Link, and they've actually made it easier. So
Mhm.
So how much does that run?
it's about, I want to say it's 350 or more, or 4.
Yeah, I think it's the reason I said we didn't start with the most expensive. I think that's a little over 350.
It's nifty because it's like all in one. It's got its own battery, whole 9 yards. You charge it up and go, and it lasts a good long time because you can also do the digital modes with it as
You
well.
just plug an Ethernet cord into it and you're
No,
on
Wi-Fi.
No,
Wi-Fi.
Yep.
It's
That's
$406.
Yeah, we were really close.
Yeah. I think that open spot, real quick before you continue.
Sure.
This is,
No,
I
go ahead.
think it was Robert, Digital Rancher. Whoops. My project camera. I think it was Robert that used, I can't remember. Someone told me this is the one they use, this open spot. I just realized it's this one for their mobile one, and it just works. Or it was somebody else. I can't remember. Someone said this just works.
The regular open spot is an
Yeah.
MMDVM that does the digital modes.
Mhm.
And you're right. It's probably the creme de la creme because they just
Okay.
work. Batteries built
Yeah.
into it and they last a good
I
long
can-
time.
I can vouch for that. As you see,
324.
I
Maybe it was you.
have the open.
Oh, maybe it was you,
Pro 4.
Hillbilly. It might have been you that said it then.
Yep.
That I carry it in my pocket when I'm going to shows and stuff like that, like More Expo.
Mhm.
I'll have this in my pocket, and I've got a channel set on my radio, and I can get into D-Star. I can get into all of it.
Yep. YSF.
Nice.
It won't do
DR.
All-Star though.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
The mic,
All right.
No.
Their mic is the only one that does it. Their M1KE.
Okay.
Yep.
But this is the Shari that I got from Kids for Hymns 3 years ago. If you ever get one of these with this Neo case, because this whole case is the heat sink, get the fan.
It's got the pie in it.
Got the pie. Well, you either pay for the pie or you buy the kit, provide the pie yourself, and you
Oh,
build
gotcha.
the rest.
Okay.
It's cheaper to build the kit yourself.
Yeah.
And I totally had a blast doing it, but I paid an extra $5 and had them solder that surface mount SA818 radio chip on it.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm arthritic and I ain't got time for that business. But $5 is $5. I totally.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
not bad. Totally not bad.
I'll admit it. My Pi, what do they call it? The Pi 4 VH1. I had them build the kit for me. I
Well,
didn't have time to build it.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing whatsoever. I even put an external antenna on mine. I took this external one off and I put a mobile antenna on it in the truck and got all kinds of range out of the sucker.
Yeah, mine's. I don't know if there's just a bunch of different makers of Shari Pi Hat, but mine's the Pi Hat that has the 2 USB plugs and plugs into the 2.
They make
Oh,
that.
that's what I've got too.
So it's a little awkward in that it's plugged in USB. I should get little extensions and then put them together, but it's a little awkward.
It's the middle picture there on that top banner.
Yeah, I thought I had it here. I know I got one in Japan. I leave it at the hotel, but the other one's here.
They made this to plug right into a Pi.
Oh
3.
yeah, just like that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
you can
mine plugs
plug it
into
into
a
a
Pi 4.
Pi. You can plug it into a Pi 4. Just get some USB extension cables,
Mhm.
and you'll piggyback
Yeah.
it. But it's
They actually have the configuration for the Pi 4 because that's what I bought was the Pi 4.
Yeah, mine's
You look down,
on a
look at-
Pi 4.
they've got several different
Oh,
models.
I like that one. Go up to the black box, Unistorm. I like that.
It's the newest one that I'm aware of is the Unistorm case, and I
Okay.
totally like that
I
configuration.
really like that one.
Antenna, but always get a cooling fan. Always,
Okay.
because this
Regardless of Pi.
Yes.
yeah,
Well-
regardless, because it's the case is it's a heat sink, but mine sat under the back seat of a truck in an Oklahoma summer, and
Oh yeah.
one too many times without a cooling fan, and I burned it up,
Yeah.
and it was totally my fault. But the rest of these, most of these, except for these two,
They've got the fans in them.
they got the fans in them, which.
Yeah.
And these smaller ones like this, they
Uh-huh.
plug into a Raspberry Pi. They won't get as hot, but just make sure your Pi's got a fan.
And they have just as much capability. Is it just like a Pi Zero or something, or what is it?
They go in, then plug into a USB port of a Pi.
Oh,
3.
it goes into the Pi. Okay.
Just plugs in.
Oh, that's just a radio chip in there,
Yep.
and
It's a lot. It's a lot less of a package, and
yeah,
I think the output power is smaller, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, okay, makes sense.
Well, because like
right.
the one I've got, that Pi 4 one, like what you've got, Paul, for your 3.
Yeah,
I don't take that one portable because the case I run my Pis in is a little bigger than normal Pi cases because of the fans. So I'm like Freddie, I make sure I got fans on everything.
Dude.
My Pis, you can work them hard and they don't go above 33, 34 degrees Celsius.
yeah,
That's good.
I don't know if there's marked any comments. You have any comments marked, Michael? I've not been watching.
Hey, Freddie, there it is. That's the chip Freddie was talking about.
That's the SA818. That's the radio chip.
There's one here.
With Kits for Hams, they offer a VHF or a UHF, like we talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
But the other vendor that we're going to talk about next only offers in a UHF model, which, to each his own. But
Okay, the OpenSpot Pro is that little white one. Okay, so
right.
So Natel says OpenSpot Pro is cross digital modes. Now that's good.
Well, the difference between the Pro and the OpenSpot 4.
Yeah, this one here
is the regular OpenSpot 4 will not cross mode to D-Star.
Okay.
The OpenSpot 4 Pro, you then can cross mode to D-Star because they can't lock down cross moding YFSF and DMR because they're both built on the same codec. D-Star is built on a different codec, and you got to have the AMBE server in it. Well, you got to pay them a little extra for them to put that into the device.
Yeah, the cross mode capability would relieve. That's something I've wanted to have, but never had the understanding of to be able to set up two different radios, modes, and all that. So that would actually be something good for me.
There's a lot of fun you could do with. Well, I've got my home Allstar link node through DV Switch. I can toggle. It's crossed over to, or it's bridged over to my TGIF DMR talk group, and then I run a separate instance of DV Switch server on the cloud that brings my YSF reflector into my Allstar link node. So you talk on one and you talk on the other two.
Okay.
Kind of a deal. So.
And what was the other one you were bringing up there?
Let's see.
That's the one I just watched the video. I can't remember how far back the video was. You put it out, but that's the one I just watched when you were talking about that little repeater.
So this is hotspotradios.com. Marshall, he's a ham. He works on the Allstar Link team. But he's a retired LA County fireman. He is awesome. Him and his partner make some very cool products. And this is just one of them. This is one of his more recent products. It's the USB UHF duplex repeater hotspot radio. It has two SA818 chips, one for transmit, one receive. No duplexer because the output power it's either a watt or a half a watt. I want to say you can choose, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but this is what I have in my truck right now. And I took off these antennas and I put some little SMA extensions on there, and I've got a transmit antenna is on the outside of my truck. It's a mobile antenna. And the receive antenna is a smaller antenna that's inside my truck. Just give it a little bit of separation. But when we're at More Expo, you know where we park and where we camp out is at the edge of the campground. When we're over there where Dave's booth is over at the Expo Center, we're completely across that entire campus. And we can talk on that. I've talked on that repeater easily with 5-watt handheld.
I could say because I used it. It was funny because somebody started calling me for it at the More Expo. They thought they were getting onto my Allstar node to talk to me, and I think it was you or Jason came back to them, and they're going, "Well, wait a minute! I thought I was talking on Dave's Allstar node." Whoever it was told him, "Well, actually, I think he's because I'd connected to Jason's hub,
right?
Because we were all connected there."
And this one's a repeater. You program it yourself. You put in a transmit receive frequency that is 4 megahertz above the transmit frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And you can apply your own CTCSS tones. The only real, I don't want to call it a flaw, but it's kind of the way the hardware, the firmware is set up. I can't use different PL tones for the transmit and receive. They got to be the same. And if you put it on one, you're putting it on both. So you've either got to have one, a CTCS tone, or not. And if you put it on one, you have to put it on both. But I think that's the way the firmware is set up. But like when I go to More Expo, I need to reprogram it because I'm really close. The frequency pair that I use is really close to one of their local repeaters, and it takes me 5 minutes to reprogram it. It's not a big deal.
So
That's
Don's
VHF,
asking,
right?
Say again?
VHF or UHF?
His units are only UHF.
Okay, good, because we're setting up a GMRS repeater at More this year, but it'll be in the VHF frequencies for GMRS.
Well, I think he actually sold some for UHF or for GMRS frequencies at one time. I don't know if that still applies or not, but they require different firmware.
Freddie, Don's asking, what do you think about the greater than $300 hotspots like Bridgecom?
Don't get me wrong. They're good hotspots. Bridgecom's, I think they call it a Max or something like that. I can't remember. It's basically the same thing but there's our MMDVM. They're not Allstar nodes. They're digitals only, and they are running off of Pi 4s and 5s now, maybe just 5s, but they're running a nice customized version of WPSD, and it's got a nice screen on it. A lot of my nodes don't have a screen on them, and I think that's what the draw is to theirs, because you can look right at it and get a lot of information from the node. But don't get me wrong, I like them. I could build them cheaper.
Well, and I agree with that. And in my opinion, if you're going to spend that kind of money for it, I'd go with that right there.
Well, sure.
Open Spot Pro 4.
Why wouldn't you? But
But I agree with Freddie. I'd rather build them.
I'm a tinkerer not by trade, but by instinct, I guess. I've always loved to see how things tick and see if I can make it better. Maybe not always, but hey, I have fun trying. So,
Grayman, they just recently approved, and I believe it is VHF for GMRS frequencies.
I keep hearing about this, but I haven't heard anything
different. It's a new band for GMRS. Is cool. What I heard. I don't know the details. I don't know what frequencies. I just heard a blip about it.
Far out. Well, as you can tell, Hotspot Radios also offers a simplex node. This is off like a Pi 4 or 5, and it's a lot like the Shari, but it's
all in one.
It's all in one, and then they've got Jason's running this one in his truck right now. It's works really, really well. It's just a smaller version of this, and I think it's like a half a watt, and doesn't suck a lot of power and gets all of its power from your node, from your Raspberry Pi.
I think that's what I have. Well, no, mine's a 0. It's all in one. It's about that size, I think.
Just a radio board. You could plug it into a 0 if you get a USB adapter.
USB, yeah, but that little black one I got is it's got the radio board and I think it's a Pi 0. It's all self-contained. I put that one together.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing whatsoever. I love building stuff. And this is what I love right here the most is the RE-USB 5. This is his newest version of his I forget what the acronym, it's analog radio interface for USB. This is version 5. And this is what I take a mobile radio with, and I connect this end to a mobile radio and then USB this end into the Raspberry Pi. And this picture doesn't reflect it as good, but his version 5 has a pot on it to adjust transmit or receive audio. I can't remember which. It's only one side. It gives it a little bit of extra fine tuning. But I've used a few of these on more than one node that I've sold. They work really, really well. That
looks similar to the Echolink node I run. It's got the serial port and I can't remember who I bought it from. It was about $350
West
or another repeater here. I can't remember the name.
Blaster.
No, it's I can't remember. It's connected to an old Kenwood. Kenwood radio.
Well, and that's another one that's out there too. Is Repeater Builder. They build something like that looks almost identical to that. But we'll get to that in a minute. But this is a guy I am working with very closely right now.
I'm not sure where you ended up there, Michael. I see a couple stars. I'm not sure how far up you.
Sorry, I was looking.
You were still going.
Looking up the VHF low band frequencies they were talking about.
I see Interstellar Starman. This one. I'm not sure where you ended.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit up. Yeah, he was just talking about the Zoom stop.
No, Tim made another comment. Let's see. Here's one here from William. Is the TH75 compatible with all these? Is that a radio?
The Kenwood DH75? Or no, wait a minute.
TH75.
THD75 is the Kenwood.
Oh, okay. Is that an analog?
It is an analog, but it also does D-Star. I use my Kenwood to
really?
D-Star hotspot node.
Mm-hmm.
And my
there it is. Oh, yeah. That's a nice radio.
Oh, yeah. You're going to spend some retirement money on that one.
So I'm assuming that they do then. They're compatible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On D-Star with the MMDVMs, because it's the only digital mode it does, and analog with Allstar Link.
I did the cross mode. All right, yeah, keep going as you pull stuff up, Freddie. When you're ready.
This is Allstar. I'm sorry. This is allscan.info. This is David Gleason's site. He's out in San Diego. I can't remember his call because I'm terrible with call signs sometimes. But he makes a plethora of Allstar Link stuff, and these boxes you see right here at the top are what I refer to commonly as sound fobs. It's the sound card interface between your radio and your Raspberry Pi, and he's got some here that will work directly with cabling to handhelds, be the radio, or if you see this one here with a 6-pin mini DIN, you've got a radio that's compatible. Yaesu FT7900, practically plug and play with this box. You go DB6, 6-pin mini DIN, one end to the other end of the radio, and you might have to fine tune some audio settings. Like that one right.
That reminds me of like a signal link. You want to do digital
modes,
right?
It's pretty close. And these have a lot of his new ones here have adjustable pots on them as well. So you're looking at $69 plus shipping, another $6.
Wow.
But they're functional.
And then you just have a Raspberry Pi and a radio.
And a radio. Yeah.
Wow, that's a pretty good price.
There you go. Yeah. His prices are spot on. These nodes here, these with the knob on them, are radio-less nodes. You hook a microphone up to them. You might have to hook an external speaker and then plug them into a Pi. It handles all the audio in and out in the boxes. Not exactly my bag, but he sent me one to try out, and I'm going to do a video on it pretty soon. But this one right here is the ANF 101. This is the one I got a video coming out on this coming next Thursday. This is a repeater, but it's full duplex, also a crossband repeater because it's using two Retevis RA85 or RT85. I think it's RA85 is the model number. Yeah. One's a receiver, one's a transmitter. And you can barely see above the back there that it's got one of those Dell Weiss 3040 PCs.
Small PCs, yeah.
Yep. You can hook that to it or a Raspberry Pi and connect it to this board in the back. And you've got a crossband repeater. Or
if I put that behind me, that would look like I'm smart because you can see all the wiring and digital stuff.
It really is. It's
like, hey, he must know what he's doing.
I put this on every table I go to for every Hamfest, and
I saw that at Ardmore.
Exactly. Everybody come up and say, "What is that?" And
you start cracking your knuckles, like, "Well, it's a long story. Just take a look at it."
I'll tell you for $20. No.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
The beautiful thing about this is, since it's crossband, is if you use I've got one of the Ocean, aka Wuxon,
Yeah.
KG935H handhelds that are full duplex themselves. So set the A VFO to VHF, the B VFO to UHF. You program your crossband repeater accordingly.
And one radio.
And you set it for the duplex setting. The natural repeater full duplex setting in Allstar Link is 2. But if you set it to duplex equals 3, it doesn't retransmit your audio out over RF. It only takes your transmit audio and puts it over the network.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of, my video will explain it better than I do, but let's say you're connected to a net and they're calling for check-ins and you're like one of the first ones and you're keying up to check into the net and everybody doubles with everybody. As you're keying up and you can hear the doubles coming over your walkie as well on the VHF side or however you have it set up. So you know to unkey or, act appropriately so that you're not just sitting there double. As the net goes on, it's liable to happen again. So if you're keyed up, you'll know when you're doubling with someone. It's kind of a cool feature. You stop and think about it. But like I said, the video will explain it better. But when I first saw this, I'm like, I'm not sure what this is about. And oh my gosh, I know 10 times more about it now than I ever did.
Wait, does that come with the radios? Is that the whole kit for $300?
$300 plus $12 shipping, and then you plug it into a Pi that you supply. And he will sell you a Pi or those Dell Weiss 3040s.
Oh, it says there it includes a refurbished Dell 3040.
There you
go. That includes the PC as well. Wow.
And a lot of those I think are 12 volts.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yes, and he stands behind everything he sells. So, and don't get me wrong, just so you know, the Dells aren't manufacturing anymore. He buys these, refurbishes them, makes sure they work, loads them up with software, etc. But he sells a lot of different products. I've got this half duplex node here. It's just a RA85 sound fob, but I use a Raspberry Pi for mine, and I've got it at work. It's just amazing. I love it. But he has a ton of different stuff, different configurations. So he's another good thing to look at.
Allscan.info.
Allscan.info.
We'll look that one up later.
Well, here's one I just can't leave out.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of videos on this lately.
Dude, I'll tell you. And let me do this real quick. If I can do this right here. This is the Toad's DI outside of the Toad shell. Of course, I've done a few videos on it. T.O. and Hayden's done a bunch of videos on it. And when you drop it, it just bounces right back. It doesn't bounce back into your hand, but it bounces.
It works great. Oh, it did.
Yeah. The beautiful thing about this is these two little potentiometers right here. You've got a high resolution 50 turn pot, one for transmit, one for receive.
Wow.
That's what I love about it the most. You get to adjust the audio on both sides to your liking. And if you don't want to do Allstar, just flip a little switch on there and you can do wtih to your radio, or you can do wtih or whatever. And it comes with that 6-pin mini DIN and then a little USB-C.
Yeah.
And then you could buy a nice little cool little box to put it in.
Yep.
Ham radio life.shop.
I'll have to get one of those boxes from you, Freddie.
There's been quite a few Nuggets episodes dedicated to this.
Yeah. And it's not just a shameless plug because, dang it, this is one of my favorites because audio is everything when you're talking on the radio, of course. And if I get to fine tune it to the way I want it, even better.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to use to try to turn my V3500 into a Allstar node.
Totally. I've got one of these on my GMRS repeater. I'm putting another one of these on we're currently rebuilding our 2-meter repeater up at Preston because it's old. It's got some issues, but we're replacing the ICOMs with some Motorola radios, but we're going to replace the sound fob with a Toad's DI. And hopefully I'll get to be able to put one on my 70 centimeter repeater, but it's one project at a time around here. And there's always 1,200 projects.
Yeah, I can't keep up, and I'm sure I don't have as many projects as you, and I can't keep up to what I got.
Well, my projects always turn into ham radio with grandkids, and rarely mixed together because I can't hold their attention together with that a lot. And I'm starting to play with these AIFCs right now as well. These work great with when they have the the 2.5 and 3.5 millimeter jacks soldered onto them because they fit right into Baofeng.
I don't know about this link, Michael. Did you get a link or something?
Oh, no. So let me go back to the pin comments here. You can't, unless you're in the live stream itself, or you could do it through.
You could post it on Discord.
Discord, and Discord will populate on here. We're allowing that for now, but YouTube won't allow you to put a link on directly.
Oh, wow.
Unless you're
a moderator.
Unless you're a moderator.
That is an AIOC.
Oh, yeah.
BC on it.
So Bricker was bringing this thing up it was early on. I can't remember. Chris Bricker there in chat was bringing this up, wanting to do a lot more with it. And I don't know what he's done with it since, but I didn't know anything about that. I bought a couple boards and haven't really done anything with it.
Well, up until about an hour ago, this was my home APRS node or radio. And I had it hooked to an outside antenna. It did not bounce because I had it on the floor. But I had this little battery eliminator plugged into my battery box because I was testing DigiPi with it, right? And I'm like, crap, I had it set up in no time. And I'm like, dude, I got to put another radio together. So right now it's on a wtih 9000 monoband radio. But the Raspberry Pi is running DigiPi. It's so easy to set up. It's not even
fun. Okay. So one of the nice things about having a live chat when you say something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Hillbilly admitted he was wrong. It was UHF, not VHF. Appreciate that. But it's actually not. It's not approved yet.
Oh, okay.
No, they're working on low band is what they're trying to get approved.
Yeah, low band VHF.
I'm tired. I meant UHF. That's all we've got is UHF repeaters.
But the targeted frequencies are the 46, 49 megahertz, 35, 43. 49 megahertz was just about every Radio Shack toy walkie-talkie you had in the day. And most baby monitors in the day, back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Then they took all those low band frequencies for emergency services. They were using those emergency services.
Thank you, Brooks, for the super chat. Appreciate it, man.
Now, one thing I remember, right? A friend of mine and I used to ride our bikes. We leave at 8 o'clock and we ride our bikes to about 2 a.m. Had our bikes all lit up and everything. But we had little radios that you put a little earpiece in. The Radio Shack ones, you remember?
Yes.
The mic was inside, picked it up from me, which was fascinating. But you're riding past all these neighborhoods and you hear all these baby monitors and all these houses. So I'm hearing conversations as we're going through these neighborhoods that people had no clue they could be listened to.
See, I lived for stuff like that when I was a kid. That was just, repeaterbuilder.com. It's repeater-builder.com. I met Scott Zimmerman at Dayton last year. I missed him the first year. And I met him last year, did a little interview. That little video's on my website. But he makes what's called the USB, the RB USB RIM Lite. It's a repeater interface module. He makes a RIM. The RIM is the repeater interface module for repeaters. Mm-hmm. So you can hook your Allstar node into repeater. But he decided, it's like, hey, he had an epiphany in the shower and said, I could make that RIM with a connector on the end of the board to go right into a Motorola or an Alinco or other radios. And that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, he's building, because I'm going to use his. I'm going to use him for the Tate repeater for one of the clubs that I'm going to put Allstar on.
So I've got one of these right here in the lower left-hand corner into one of my, I call it one of my demo nodes. I had it at Henrietta yesterday. It plugs right into one of the It'll also plug into the CDM 750, which is what I've got it on, but it'll also plug into a Max Track or a GM 350. Anything with a 16 or 20 pin accessory port, as long as they're pinned the same. There's certain models it won't take, but there's a small USB-C. It's not a C, it's a USB micro connection on the other end. They tune up really, really well, but this other one is for a Alinco. It's got a DB9. It'll plug right into an Alinco radio and put some heat shrink over it. I think they're like $55, and set your dadgum audio levels and you're going.
He'll make you the cable too that goes from that board to your computer.
And they just, dadgummit, they just work. And he's got a ton of other things that he does here as well, and other cables as well. He's got a product called the STM32 DVM. Yeah, it's still connected. I can't take it apart. So it's a board that goes on top of a Raspberry Pi, and it's got a DB9 on it, and it will connect out to 2 Motorola's. You put Pi-Star or WPSD software on it, and it runs just like a DVM hotspot, right? Only it makes those 2 radios a repeater, and those 2 radios are analog. But when they receive a signal from a D-Star radio or a DMR radio, it's going through the analog, but that board on top of that Raspberry Pi is decoding all that digital and putting it back out as digital and over the network as digital. It is totally awesome. I actually have a couple of these because I accidentally broke one.
Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, you're a ham. You fiddle with stuff enough, you're going to let the magic smoke out. But they also make a controller interface for the SCOM 7330 repeater controller, which I don't even think they make anymore. He's working on a new model now.
Yeah, the 73. That was the most used controller there is. 7330,
the best repeater controller on the market, and you can plug a Pi. Or,
I think a lot of our repeaters are still using that.
Yeah.
I think the repeater, the 9.2 repeaters using it.
Yep. And
problem,
one jumped up on eBay the other day, went for $800 in like 5 minutes.
Whoa.
Yeah, the problem is if yours goes bad, it's hard to find the parts to fix it.
Yeah.
But like he said, we've all been screaming at him because everybody that's got big repeater systems, they've been screaming at him, when are you going to come out with a new one? Because he just deprecated that without a new one.
Yeah. But he told me the other day they're getting really close. So I
thought it was you that told me that he was about ready to go. I told my our trustee, he's also our repeater guy, and all he'd do is go, well, I haven't talked to him, so I guess I got to call him. I said, well, this is somebody to talk to him, so we should be able to get new SCOMs.
Yeah, I hit him up on email. Of course, we kind of connected at Hamvention, not
Hamvention. It might be afterwards. We'll see how it goes.
No, but we struck a lot of the same chords there. A friend of mine, or mutual friend, introduced us, and he's a great guy. Oh my God,
he is.
He's forgotten more about this hobby than I'll ever know. But wow, that's why I'm starting to dive into more and more repeater stuff. I want to build good repeaters. I've been building decent get by repeaters for a while, just little ones here and there. I want to build a big, bad to the bone repeater, especially for our local folks here.
We got a blessing in our club. Our repeater guy, his job, he's able to get real good prices on Motorola's.
Oh yeah.
We basically use all Motorola's, no matter what mode, digital mode or anything we're using. It's Motorola's in our link repeater system here.
And the best receiver I've ever had on a repeater was a Motorola. And the audio quality, of course, is there. It's always spot on, adjustable, flexible.
But you're paying for the BAT logo.
You really are. You really are.
That's why I said we're lucky with our club, because and even with our discounts, it's still, we got to do a lot of fundraising. That's why our Hamfest basically is to keep our link repeater system going.
Yeah. I have one Motorola. One. And it's an 800, so it's not even ham radio. It's an 800.
Mine's an old one that runs that Echolink. It's like old.
Yeah.
But they were widely used, and there's a lot of them you can pick up for cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mine's P25 phase 2 public safety, but
Totally.
a lot of talk about people listening to 800 megahertz cell phone calls here. It's kind of interesting. I did. You remember back in the old days when it was before they went digital, you can pick up your cell phone every now and then and hearing somebody else's conversation.
Totally
Just
over a
Yeah.
speaker. Yeah.
Now, I about 3 weeks ago that happened to me on my AT&T cell phone,
Oh
which
wow.
kind of shocked me because I didn't think it happened in the digital realm, and somebody gave me an explanation why that happened, but it does happen on occasion apparently.
That's a scary thought.
I've got a few of these that have been mentioned in chat.
I've
So
heard of halibut, but I haven't.
Here's
dove
one.
into it yet.
I haven't played with those either.
I
So
hear
Don,
good
you'll have to,
things about them.
yeah, Don, you'll have to throw something in chat if there's something information you want people to know. It's $79. BTT cat control for transceivers. So people have to look that up.
Is it Allstar Link
Yeah.
compatible?
Let's see here.
Because a repeater controller can be
That-
simple, IDN and
That might be what he's talking about is his repeater controller.
Okay, somebody's got an explanation here.
It was
That happens
recent.
when the echo cancellation fails.
okay.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't either. But it sounds like a legitimate thing.
And it came from Don, so
there you go.
Don knows these stuff.
So we talked about that, the clear node. That was one that someone mentioned. Colin mentioned the VK4NGA's website, which is vkdirect.com.au. Out of stock, but there's some more. Oh wow, $4.99. The Dura node.
Is it getting shipped from VK?
Good question.
It's
Probably.
It's Australian made, so I guess so.
you
Yeah,
still,
big
you
from
still
there
in the
is-
chat
That's
caller?
right at the top, Australian made.
Oh, $4.99. That's the shipping, and then that's another $4.99 for the. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, he did say in the chat that was Australian prices it's showing.
Okay.
So
So
it's probably a little bit less here if you do the thing, but then you got the terrorists.
someone mentioned Zoom Spot earlier.
Yeah.
I've heard those a lot.
I have the Zoom Spot 3.5.
Mhm.
It's a great hotspot.
I have one like this, the DV Mega. It's just a little, looks like a thumb drive. But I gave it to my brother years ago, who now, I won't say over the air. Anyway, I haven't seen it since I've given it to him, and he doesn't use it. So unfortunately, that's bye-bye.
That's probably digital modes only.
It is.
Yeah.
Zoom spots
yeah.
are only digital.
But this was a cool one. The one I had was DV Mega, I think. Does that sound familiar?
It does sound familiar.
Yeah, it's this one right here. And it's a USB. It's real small. If you want small,
They've got more than just the thumb drive.
This, that's not it.
Oh yeah, I remember this bunch now.
It has a clear case. This one maybe DV stick.
That's what I remember. Is the
Yeah,
DV
right
stick.
here.
Yeah.
This is what I have.
I remember good
And-
things about it too.
Yeah, and it worked great. And then I was trying to get my brother on it up in Idaho and send it to him, and nothing ever happened. So, yeah, that's it right there.
Seemed like they were always out
DV
of
stick.
stock when I looked at it.
Yeah.
But you get a good thing like that, and it's usually a mom and pop kind of deal, and it's hard to
Yeah.
keep up.
NL, is that New Zealand? NL is where?
New
That's,
London.
that's New Zealand.
It is New Zealand? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, just the website.
They're somewhere overseas. I
Netherlands?
can't remember where, but
Oh,
yeah,
Netherlands. That sounds right. Netherlands.
Well, that shipping ought to be.
Yeah.
they've got a lot of
Yeah.
products. DV Mega does.
So let's see. We've hit our hour here. So let's go through like a couple categories. What would you suggest? Let me go back to you here.
I kind of like that mic. That'd be kind of cool.
Freddie, what would you suggest, or a couple suggestions for someone just getting into it? So there'd be perhaps a simplicity factor, perhaps a cost factor.
And if you're a tinkerer and you've tinkered with stuff and you've been in ham radio for years, and yesterday even at the Hamfest, I've been in this for Allstar Link for 3 years, and I still find myself confused why hams haven't heard about Allstar Link. So this kind of increases my motivation. But a lot of older hams, or people that have been hams longer, don't know anything about Allstar Link, but they're great tinkerers. They can build stuff like crazy. So I would recommend a sound fob like TOs or Hotspot radios, because you can take an existing radio and build it yourself. But if you're a new ham or you're not that technically inclined right away, that's okay. I would definitely recommend a turnkey node. And then it's all going to boil down to your price point. So probably the best price is either going to be kits for hams or Hotspot radios. Because Hotspot radios offers that one for $98. And then all you got to do is supply a Pi, and kits for hams are very comparable to that. And both of their support is just really, really good, in my opinion. And it's a good, quick way to get started. But if you've got, let's say you got $500 to spend and you're wanting to dive in real quick, I'd totally suggest the Clear Node because of the phone app.
Yeah.
It's
that was nice.
Yeah.
That's the clear case one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with Freddie on that one, even though I have my issues with it. But that is probably the easiest one. And like I said, because he sends it completely configured for you.
Yeah.
Call sign and everything in it. And he'll even, if you want to give him your password for your Wi-Fi, he'll have everything set to where you plug it in, it comes on.
Yep.
And that one you can actually, like I said, you could use an analog radio to talk on all the digital modes.
And I'm not saying it's going to cost you $500. I was exaggerating a little bit there, but if you've got a few bucks to spend right off the bat, it's going to cost you a pretty penny, but it's turnkey when it comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they their software that they use is, pretty close to it's all closed source. So you don't get a kit per se to build. I think you can, could send your own Pi, but.
So is this just Allstar?
It does Allstar and digital modes.
Oh, it does all. Okay. So basically saying this is a good option if you've got a little money and you don't want to build and solder and potentially break things. This is a good quality. You said he does everything for you. It's programmed. Yep. It's good to go, right?
It's turnkey, and he can set it up when you get it. You plug it in and you're going. Well,
and then here's the good thing I just thought of too. You don't have to buy the expensive digital radios. You use an analog radio, right?
You can use an analog radio. I don't know how that works, Dave. You're gonna have to help me out there. I've never had.
What he did is he took DV switch and that's my problem. He says he's closed source. He took multiple open source softwares out there, added a few little tweaks to it, closed it, and said it's my software. It's not his software.
Plus his phone app. I'm sure he wrote that.
What he did is he took DV switch and he's using DV. And I actually had a server set up that way, to where you can actually talk into analog, which is coming into Allstar on the analog side.
Transcodes.
And then it's transcoding through DV switch.
Yeah. And that's why, my home node, I do that with what I explained before. It bridges over to my TGIF DMR node.
Yeah, Interstellar.
Transcoding.
Interstellar, yes. If you're asking about this one, it does say P25 there. DMR, P25, YSF, FCF, NXDN. And as Freddie said, Allstar. And you see up at the top there, it says ASL3.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you one. This is the one I got started with. Now, I'm not backing this up. I'm not saying this. This probably comes from China. I didn't spend this much on it. I want to say I spent around 70. But this is the one I was telling you earlier that I have. Now, I don't think I have Allstar on this, but it does the C4SM, YSF. It does those.
Those are digital only, yes.
Yeah, this is digital only. So I have to, if I'm going to do YSF, I have to have a digital P4FM Yaesu radio, I believe, right?
Right.
Because I have it. So I'm assuming you have to have the digital radio to use these modes with this type of node. So yeah, it's $100. But how much are you going to spend for the D-Star radio or the YSF radio compared to an analog radio? You got to take that into account.
Checks and balances, weigh the
I would say if you're going to go that way with one of those, that type of node, get you a Yaesu. Oh crap, I can't think of the name of it now.
I think it's the 75.
No, 70.
70.
The Yaesu 70.
Yeah.
Then you could actually cross mode into the other digital modes. As you notice, it don't talk about D-Star on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does right here.
Okay, but you won't be able to cross mode into D-Star from YSF because it does not have an A and B server. Nope. But all the rest of the digital modes, you can actually cross mode with that FT70.
You can talk into it on YSF and set it to come out as DMR over the network.
Yeah.
Yep. Or P25 or
right.
And I'm sure there's YouTube videos on this. It's fairly this interface here. You see, it's fairly simple. If I can figure it out, anybody can. But that's an option. But again, you've got to have the digital radio, which is going to cost you more than an analog radio with something like this. So
one-stop shop.
That's these are the ones I was looking at. Then that repeater one. This is the repeater one, right? Somewhere. See if we can find that. Is that Clear Node?
No, that's a hotspotradios.com.
Oh, Hotspot. That's the one I was looking at. Rapid radio. There we go. Hotspot radio. So this is the one that I was looking at. That duplex repeater hotspot. Yeah. That's the one you say you have mobile, right?
Yep. And that thing does not get hot. But I'll talk on nets on it. It works.
But Freddie, it's called Hotspot radio. Why doesn't it get hot?
Hot. Maybe it's HAWT hot.
Yeah.
Those are just for like Allstar though, right, Freddie?
Yes, these are all.
This is the Allstar node only.
But if you run your Allstar Link node with DV Switch server installed, you can bridge it over to the digital.
The only reason I asked that is I'm looking for a new duplex MMDVM.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. They don't have the price for the individual. So there's an option if you just want to get into Allstar. There you go, right there, $190. Yeah, it's a repeater. I know they had the individual one, right?
They do. That one there is a little bit less.
It didn't give me the price for some reason here.
We'll go up to the top in the menu and products. Let's see. I can't see your screen.
Well, there's the Zero, the smaller size one for $98, just USB.
Yep.
So if you want, there's an option to get on Allstar. The cheapest, potentially the cheapest right there is $98. A Pi Zero, right?
Well, no, that's not a Pi Zero. That's just the radio itself. That plugs in.
Oh, okay.
A Raspberry
so you still need a Pi.
All right. You still need a Pi, which, if you get a Pi Zero 2W, it's $35 without a case, or no,
that's an option.
I think it's $25.
If you just want to do Allstar, Allscan's another one to look at. Their products are great.
Those Allscan nodes, you can get a turnkey from them, or the fobs to build your own.
Oh, that's the one I have it up here. These.
Yeah. And then if you scroll down, you'll see of course, the duplex and the simplex. That Uri 145 RT85, I think there's the one that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I just connected it to a Raspberry Pi. It looks like he's upgraded it.
So there you go. Oops.
Yeah.
That comes with radio and all.
Radio and all, hooked it to a Pi. I have mine at Hamvention and set it up at our Airbnb, and I could talk for quite a ways.
Wait, what's the difference? What's the difference here? This is RT85 simplex. URI 145 or 142? You know the difference offhand?
Not exactly.
About a $30 price difference.
One of them is 12 volts in. The other one runs off of the Pi power supply, which is 5 volts.
Okay, gotcha. So there's a good option there. Comes with the radio. You got your little node radio.
The audio is just amazing.
Okay. All right. What are the questions? We got anything else, Michael?
I didn't see anything other than Don's asking about the TNC.
Oh, Don's asking TNCs. Yeah, that'll be a different line because I have no idea about TNCs.
A lot of people were asking about why not so many VHF, and I think this makes the most sense. UHF is typically preferred due to frequency congestion on 2 meters. there's some truth to that. Even in Texas, I mean, it's tough to get a VHF pair in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
In
Oh
North
yeah,
Texas.
it's not easy in
It-
Oklahoma either.
and it is very tough. But also UHF, is not known for as much distance, but it can get through buildings and structures a little bit easier than VHF.
Yep.
can.
Of course, we're
So,
kind of rural here in Henrietta. We're not modern metropolitan area. We're 7,000-8,000 people. But
Yeah.
I put a J pole outside of my house, put my TYT radio on 10 or 15 watts. You can talk for 4 miles. I can talk on a handheld all over town.
Now, is there a Hamfest in Hugo? I was thinking there's going to be one in Hugo.
That's a possibility, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, because I looked it up just now and I didn't see it. I was like, did I miss the Hamfest? Because I was going to go to Hugo's Hamfest.
Hey, Freddie, since we're right at Hamfest, when's Claremore?
Claremore is in April. Used to be in March. They move it to April. It'll be the weekend before Moore Expo.
Perfect.
It's in Claremore.
The week before.
Yeah, the week before Moore Expo being Claremore. It's the biggest Hamfest in Oklahoma. And last year, it was probably the biggest flea market turnout I've ever seen. I wish I would see more new vendors there. It kind of depends on the year. They always have a good choice of forums. Decent food court. I mean, it's food court. It's one vendor, but there's plenty of places to eat in Claremore, and you can get your wristband and go for lunch. Hourly giveaways. As long as you get to it before the next hourly giveaways, or actually before the end of the day, you can finally claim your hourly giveaway. But after that, they'll give them away again. But they have some awesome grand prizes. I think they gave away an FTDX10 last year.
Nice.
What was the year before?
I better go up and win that.
Either the year before or two years before, they gave away a 101.
Wow.
Oh yeah. They get some superb prizes. I see Don asking, why can't we do this on 220? And totally can on Allstar. Fixing a building.
In fact, we got two
I am
220
too.
repeaters and two.
Rarely used.
Yep. I found
Unfortunately.
an Alinco 220 mobile at Huntsville Hamfest for $125, I think. I'm like, dude, then it's brand. It's like,
Yeah.
What we've done with our 220 repeaters and some of our 440s, we set up a link system that we call the Forgotten Band.
Yep.
We also have our 10-meter repeater on it. So
wow.
technicians, when
do
10
that.
meters is open, technicians can come through. They can come through the UHF repeaters and the 220 repeater, and they can actually talk out that 10-meter repeater legally.
I didn't know you had a 10-meter repeater.
Yeah.
You hit it.
Well, we've
So-
got 10-meter repeater.
There's one
So-
you can hit from here in another state occasionally when the conditions are right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Conditions are up. There's one up in New York that always makes a call to our repeater.
So
was
the
you-
the
Go ahead, Mike.
224 Lark repeater is on Allstar, and so is the 224.92 repeater. The Denton County repeaters on Allstar.
Sweet.
So we got plenty of repeaters on Allstar in the 220 realm.
That's another bucket list item of mine is to build a 220 repeater for our area.
Yeah, I got two radios.
You
I
can
got
get
two
a,
radios, and one is in my gun safe right now.
you
When it
can
comes
get a
to
220.
Go ahead, Paul.
No, I was going to say you can get a 220 pair fairly easy if
Oh,
you want
yeah.
to put up
Oh,
a
yeah.
220 repeater.
Totally easy around here.
Real easy.
It's kind of a quirky frequency because it's VHF, but it's got some UHF properties to it.
Yeah. It probably
To me, it's out of the VHF and UHF, it's my favorite band. And when it comes to distance, 220 has the best propagation out of all of them.
it propagates really well. Which I'm just
Um,
shocked why it's not
So
more used.
we have another question that just popped up. Has anyone used Master Communications All-Star nodes?
Oh, I didn't show that. I
Totally
pulled that
forgot
up.
about them. And I just bought one of their CTCSS encoder decoder boards. And
I pulled that up.
yeah, they make some excellent products. I'm so sorry, guys. I totally
Oh no, I did pull it up. Here, it was already saved. I must have closed the screen.
I don't know if they make a turnkey node, per se. They might, and I'm just not aware of it. They make a lot of interface boards and what have you, and they make a bunch of different
Let's
things.
see.
So
Series metal cases.
go to that RA. Let's see.
My head's probably in the way. Oh.
That kind of reminds me of Tar Heel Antenna's website.
So it's
Here's-
RA42.
Freddie, are they kind of like Repeater Builder, just building the interfaces?
Pretty much. From what I understand, I think that's what they do.
Okay, yeah. Pretty basic.
Yeah, these are the ones with the cases. A buddy of mine buys these. He kind of 3D prints his own cases for them.
Yeah.
They just
So here's for this one, unassembled with a case. You choose a color, $77. Assembled, $107. So there's another fairly relatively low cost option.
quality products too. Quality products. These come up from Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Thanks for. I forgot I had it pulled up. I must have skipped the tab.
Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yep. I hate it when I forget somebody like that. But yeah.
That's why I like going on other people's live streams because I don't have to think about anything.
Isn't it awesome?
I just think about the occasional joke I want to throw out.
There's Mike N2MAK 220. You have Mike.
Oh, hey Mike, good to see you.
They're
didn't see
220
him come
rich
in.
up in his part of the world.
Got to
He's
meet
in
Mike a couple
Oklahoma
weeks
too,
ago.
isn't he?
No, he's in
No, he's
Henrietta,
in New York.
New York.
Yeah.
So we're like,
Oh, really?
We're like,
wait. We just met him a couple weeks ago at a
Yeah,
photo
he's
we did.
down
he
here in
was up-
Texas.
came to North Texas every Christmas to see his sister, I think.
Oh, okay. I was thinking that he's like Oklahoma. I didn't know he was way up in New York.
He really traveled.
Yeah, Douglas.
He
on
came all
Douglas's
that way
channel.
just to see me. There you go.
That's it. Yeah.
On Douglas's channel, someone says, "Get a rope." New York City.
New York City.
We're all a little older here.
Well, I was looking here, Freddie Mac, and I know that it's not going to get you there, but Freddie's because I'm sure a lot of us are already subbed to you. And what have we got? 66 on my stream. So whoever's watching this stream, no matter which stream you're watching it on, go here to Ham Radio Crusaders site, and let's try to give him a few more. He's trying to get to 10K. He's got
It's
over
almost there,
500 videos. If you guys want to get more information, like I don't bring anybody on and join the group to give us all the information. I bring them on to kind of take that first layer of icing off the cake, and then you go to their channel, and you will get more information than you can deal with. And then every Wednesday, you'll get a dad joke thrown in there. So you can
Bonus.
so go there. Let's give him a few more subs if you haven't already subbed, and maybe we can get him to 10K. If we get 10K by Dayton, no later than Dayton.
That'd be
No. I want to see 10K by the end of January.
Well, that would be good. Yeah,
I'd totally take that too.
10K by Hamcation or Ham. What's the other one? Yeah, Hamcation.
Applications in
February.
February. Yep. That's
So-
another one I'm gonna miss this year.
9.92. So I
And
say
then-
you can hit it probably in a week.
And then spread the word, get his channel out there, get him to 10K. That's always a cool milestone to hit. So, I mean, when I got it, it was a push last year, and I got it by Dayton, so I gave away a radio. So,
I'll be giving away an All-Star node that I made.
there you go.
A 40 CDM 40. She whiz, Fred. Get your numbers right.
Your numbers right.
It's a CDM 750. It's a 400 megahertz UHF All-Star Link node. You can bump it up to 40 watts if you want to, but I've got it set around 10. And it's turnkey. You plug this thing in, it powers the Pi, powers the radio. It's got a built-in antenna.
Is it your prototype you were working on
Yep.
at more last year?
One of the
Guys,
two that I had at more.
Trust me, you'll want this
There you go.
I'm answering.
All-Star node.
I'm going to
Interstellar Man. There's your opportunity. Turnkey product.
And this
So,
is my mark.
Dave, just going back on the comments a little bit, and I
Sure.
apologize. Dave brought up a question, and I think it's about your 10-meter repeater. Was it linked to like a 2-meter repeater or to another repeater that was?
Well, what it's set up in what's called our Forgotten Band, Dave, and it does have 220, 440 in it. Technicians can use those repeaters as long as the operator of the repeater, like your trustee, holds the license that covers that repeater. A technician, they can't talk directly into it, They can only talk through it
On the
from
link.
220 or 440 through the link.
I remember that from my tech studies, but I don't know they've really talked about that on the newer tech classes. Now, 10 meters wasn't even part of the tech license back when I got my tech license.
When I got mine, 32 years ago, you didn't have, unless you got Technician Plus, which means you had to do CW, 5 words a minute, same as a novice. You didn't get HF privileges, period. So if you came in as a techno code, there was no such thing as HF. And the little bit you got as a Tech Plus, that's why I was just going to
Wasn't
go
much.
back. Yeah, back then I was just going to go straight to general. And then I ran into sad hams and family got in the way. I kept my license current. I still played with radio. I just didn't get involved with ham clubs and all that stuff.
Thank you, Jody.
Jody's exactly right. And that's, so Jody mentions here at Hamnetics, says, Freddie Mac earned my sub many times over. He's a ham tuber that brings his lunchbox and puts in. I mean, I look at my stream as fairly simple, just live streaming. I mean, my channel, I mostly live stream. There's not a lot to that. There's some thumbnails and invites and finding people and this and that, but there's not a lot to it. Nothing like creating videos. It does take a lot of work, and Freddie puts in his hard work.
Dude, I'm telling you, I do all
I
this.
hate editing.
Editing can take me 8 hours for one video sometimes.
Yeah, it
I
takes
usually
time.
average about 5 to 6 on each one of
and
my videos.
depending on what I'm doing, and if it turns out to be something big, it's 2 videos, and it's a lot editing.
I've got a lot of video, and I've got probably 7 or 8 folders on my desktop where I've offloaded them off of my phone, and I have never made videos of those things. They're just sitting there in video parts, and I haven't edited them.
I've got tons and tons and tons of I've got 3 external drives that I'm dumping
my
phone onto all the time because I'm always filming something, and then I'll be filming something with my phone, and then it stops midstream to tell me my phone is full. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, that's when I realized I got to offload it off my phone. When I get that little warning that says your memory is almost full.
It's like, and then it stops the recording. I'm like, dude, I was finally.
Yeah, I do the opposite. I filmed on a Canon G7X and put it in my phone to edit it. So,
hey,
there's a lot of. Go ahead.
I need to answer Don's question or Don's statement.
Yeah, that's what I was about to address. Go ahead.
Don, they are not talking directly through the 10-meter repeater. And yes, go research. They can talk through a link system as long as they are talking into the 440 repeater or the 220 repeater.
They're on a frequency they can use.
Linked. Yes, they are on a frequency they can use. It is linked to the 10-meter repeater. So then it goes out the 10-meter repeater. You are correct. They can't talk directly into the 10-meter repeater, and it has nothing to do with an actual control operator sitting with them. The owner of the repeater has to hold the license to be able to have that 10-meter repeater up.
As long as it's through a link, they cannot talk directly into the repeater itself.
Right.
They cannot themselves transmit on 10 meters, and that's what we taught in the tech classes, and that was on the test. I want to say a good 8 years ago. I don't know if that's still that way. If it's changed, let us know, because we're all working on the knowledge we had before. I didn't know that that text can have 1,500 watts on certain frequencies. I didn't know that until I taught a class 2 years ago. I said, where did that happen? It's constantly changing the rules here.
One more time.
Yes, it can, Don. We would have been shut down if you couldn't, and there was a lot of research done to do it. Their call sign can too go over the 10-meter repeater because it is a linked repeater system.
As long as it's linked, they cannot transmit on 10 meters.
Because the control station is the one transmitting on 10.
Right.
All right.
There's
one more time.
There's change, so who's to say any of us are right?
Ham Radio Crusaders.
I've got myself corrected plenty of times.
Hillbilly, you got anything coming up?
Oh, I got a couple videos in the pipeline, but work got real stupid busy again, so I don't know how many I'm going to get out here in the near future.
All right. Douglas, get your butt back to your desk. Douglas, you got any more updates on the shack there that you're putting videos out on?
I got my got the MCOM tools running up here on my computer up top over here.
Cool.
Piece right there.
Is that the one from Tech Prepper?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sweet. I want to do that.
I'm going to do 73 Linux after a bit. I just kind of ran out of time and energy to deal with learning that stuff. Old dog, new tricks type of thing.
That's what the hobby's all about, man.
But and then I'm doing little stuff in there. I got my just other stuff done and just trying to clean things up. And I did do a little barrel connectors, cut up some stuff to get the computer powered up off of 12 volts off the solar and the batteries that are sitting down over here. So I don't, that running without having to have AC mains. But I'll probably do a video on that probably next week.
And he's built all that shelving and stuff, and put out a couple of videos as he develops his ham shack.
Oh, I love it.
Nice to have your own shack. I'd love to have that.
Shack / man cave.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm still debating. I want to put, hide all this wonderful insulation. Just because that costs money.
It all comes in time.
Matt, real quick to Matt's comment here. Yes, they do, Matt, but only a portion of the band. And you can see that portion on the ARRL band plan. You can see the little chunks of the spectrum that they can use. All right, Michael.
Sorry, I was looking at the rules there. It was actually a general test question on that.
Oh, was it?
About the Tech 2 meter, but it's not on the current test, but it was on a previous test. I saw that on there. So, looking for stuff to do. I just did 2 videos from a single week. This week, guys, this last week, I had some life-changing events that waiting for family to be okay for me to share with you. But some great events happened, and that pretty much took up most of my week. So, fortunately, the week before, I actually had 2 days that I filmed on 2 different events. Did the LBJ Grasslands, which is a really cool place, and I can totally see why that is a primo photo spot. Because you're up there on a nice little hill, you can see for miles away. So it's a great place to set up. Funny thing is, I didn't activate. It was New Year's Day. I didn't activate. I wanted to film and enjoy the fire. So we have a nice little fire there. And yes, there was not a burn ban at the time. So I wasn't the one that built the fire. I just said, oh, there must not be a burn ban. They set it up. So. Hey, Paul, how are you doing, sir?
Do extras have burning privileges in that park?
That's right.
Should get some kind of a pass or something.
Yeah, you guys, Don, you guys feel free to go in the Discord and figure that out if you'd like.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Grouch.
And then of course we installed the motor at the Justin Fire Department. Please watch the video. It's new. Didn't get much traction today. I guess today's this odd day for videos, but.
And then this weekend, next weekend, I'm assuming you're gonna do couch.
Yeah, that's this Saturday, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, it is. That's right.
I should be filming a Cowtown if depending on funeral arrangements. So.
Yeah, I also want to say real quick. I mean, nobody in here, but you're gonna know her, but. The leader of our CERT program, who I've known for 15 years, and I was a trainer under Brenda Gormley, who's under Denton County CERT. She unfortunately passed away last week. So
tragic. I mean,
hear about that.
Just out of the blue, 2 weeks before retirement, but she was someone who made CERT a family. Like you got into the CERT team and the group, and you were like family. Just one of those kind of people. Just a beautiful spirit, and man, she's going to be missed. She's really going to be missed.
She was one of those trainers, and OEM, Office Emergency Management, called her the office mom.
Yeah.
But she was really a mom for the CERT programs and our radio emergency service. Anytime they deploy, we deploy with them to provide all the communications, telemetry, and all that. But
Sounds like a natural born leader.
Well, she
was
was a
amazing.
recipient of the Star of Texas award from the Texas State Legislature. She's been recognized by the White House a couple times.
Yeah.
I believe she was actually flown out there for a deal. So she's one of the ones that really developed the program and really made it effective, and is a key factor in making our area's program even more effective.
Wow.
So there's some big.
She'll be. Yeah, Robert, her husband, has give out the information now for her funeral on Friday evening. So I'll be attending that, and Saturday morning I'll head over to Cowtown Hamfest for those who are in the area. And I think we've got something for KMRD, Mike. So I think he's going to show up too. I need to let him know I won't be there Friday, just in case he was thinking Friday.
What time does
I'm not sure. Just pull up Cowtown Hamfest, probably 8 a.m. It's probably early because it's going to be too early. I don't want to get up that early, but it's going to be something I don't want to get up for. But yeah, I found some IPA that see if Mike likes it. So all right. I think that's it, guys. Again, Freddie, thanks so much for coming on, man.
It's totally my pleasure, man. I appreciate you having me.
And for all the hard work you do, for all that information, like I said at the beginning, just that one Almon 3 video I've probably watched 25 times, get my nodes up. So it's very much appreciated. So everyone check out his channel and spread the word. Let's try to get him to 10,000 in the next few weeks. So
I appreciate it. Thank you a bunch, y'all.
Yeah. And thanks again to Brooks for the nice super chat. It's much appreciated as well. Thanks everyone for the support. The new outro will show the list of members. So once again, if you're a Razorback, you get a free shirt at 3 months. If you're a Hog, you get a free shirt at 6 months. And I've added this just late last year. I added if you're 12 months as a Piglet, you get a free shirt. And I've just sent 4 of those out. Grouch is one that got one of those recently. Sweet. And thanks for showing me the Chris and Grouch and you guys for showing them to me, because I like to make sure that they're done right. This shirt maker or whoever they are seems to be doing a pretty good job. So anyway, thanks again, everyone. Say your goodbyes.
Ham on, y'all. 73s.
73, everybody.
Bye.